For the past 8 months, I've pushed myself to play every profession in Guild Wars 2 blind, 1 month at a time. I've slashed and shot my way across Tyria, and it's been one of the most rewarding personal journeys I've taken in an MMO. But along the way, I realized I have so far to go still. That meant setting a new goal, something so far outside my comfort zone, I genuinely don't know if I'm going to pull it off, but that's exactly why I have to try it. This is my next big challenge. To celebrate 3,000 subscribers, I'm going to commit to a full year to craft 1 copy of every Generation 1 legendary weapon that I don't own. Craft the new legendary backpack Orax Manifested, forge Vision, and 4 pieces of obsidian heavy armor to complete my legendary heavy armor set. That is 24 legendary items forged in just 12 months. This is going to be a legendary year. Fellow heroes, I have a lot I want to talk about in this video. So I'm going to start with the legendary challenge specifically, and then some just general channel updates and things moving into the future. So first of all, again, thank you all so much for 3,000 subscribers. It's so exciting to see, and the community we've been building along the way, and the awesome comments I get, and it's been a lot of fun making these videos and seeing your all's reaction to them. So thank you for being a part of whatever we're doing here, right? Part of the reason for this announcement video, and not just doing it, because you may be wondering that, is I'm also going to start live streaming. And I'm going to get into the details of that a little bit later in this video. As far as the legendary challenge, I do want to put everybody at ease in case you are remotely worried at all. I'm still finishing my class for a month challenges. Warrior is next, and then I'm going to be redoing Mesmer and Guardian. These are basically just going to be how I'm going to be spending the time on those classes is going to be like doing events and things related to getting legendaries, which is going to be a lot of grinding, but it's not going to really affect the challenges at all, I would say. I'm aware that there are some people that aren't very happy with the way I did other months, I would say especially Revenant. But, you know, it kind of, and I don't mean this in a, like, go screw yourself kind of way, but, like, it is what it is. The challenge was not just about learning the class to the best of my ability. Like, by the end of this month, I want to be the best Revenant or the best Elementalist. It was always about me getting out of my comfort zone and trying to teach myself how to make better decisions in MMOs and make better builds and pay attention to things and learn things in the best way possible. Because I, in the past, have been overly reliant on, I mean, honestly, content like mine, right? And there's nothing wrong with content like mine or websites like Meta Battle or anything. I don't have any beef with them. They're perfectly fine. It's just I wanted to try and get better at learning games, essentially. Part of it was because I felt like if I'm going to make content like this, I need to be better at figuring things out for myself. So I'm not just copying a meta battle guide once a week and throwing a video up and saying, here you go, guys, right? And develop skills for like future MMOs, because I do want to play other like new MMOs as they release where there's not going to be all of these guides, right? So, you know, like I said, I'm aware that there's probably other months that people would love to see me go through again, but it's just, I could probably literally just keep doing that series every 9 months then, and just continually trying to improve on the class, which, like, it's not a terrible idea from like an actual gameplay learning aspect, but I think it would get very stale very quickly as content. So for those of you who are curious, the actual legendary list, I thought I had it pulled up here, but we're going to be making, I've got 4 pieces of the obsidian armor left because I have 2 pieces of world versus world. I just want a full heavy legendary set. It doesn't all need to be obsidian. If for some reason I end up making all of these legendaries I have on my schedule and still have plenty of time left over, I may go for the 2 other obsidian to complete 1 full obsidian set. But I'm worried about the legendary mechanic, essentially. We're going to be doing all 4 of those. We're going to be doing the new legendary backpack, Oblex Unleashed, Orax Unleashed. I already forgot the name. I think it's Orax Unleashed. No, Orax Manifested. There we go. I got there. Vision, obviously. I mentioned that. And then for the weapons, we have Incinerator, Moot, Quip, Meteorologicus, Bolt, the Minstrel, Flameseeker Prophecies, Rodgort, Howler, Sunrise, Twilight, Eternity, Kudzu, Predator, Dreamer, Frenzy, Kamoa, Holly, Kotaki. I'm so sorry, anybody who... Yeah, I'm sorry for that one. Kratekin, and Kratekin is the last one on the list. Okay, so those are the 24 legendaries we're going to be making over the next 12 months, hopefully. So I'm going to start live streaming to Twitch and YouTube for this challenge. I'm not live streaming the entirety of my gameplay. There's no way I'm going to do that to myself. But as of right now, I'm planning to live stream for 3 hours, typically on a Saturday morning from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time, starting June 7th. So next Saturday at the time of this release. I may end up moving that to Sundays some week because... essentially, what I've started doing is I have 6 days a week where I work on YouTube stuff. I work for a living, do my YouTube stuff, do all sorts of things on the computer, whatever, play games. I'm starting to just take 1 day a week, and it's typically Sunday. But sometimes events happen that change it, right? And just not touch the computer. I don't want to think about YouTube. If I do touch the computer, it's not any games that I play for the channel. It is just me getting rid of everything, checking out of social media, checking out of, you know, my work. Because when you play games for like a channel like this, it is impossible to avoid that little voice in the back of your head telling you, but this could be content. What are you gonna? What are we doing? What do we want to do with it, right? Even just other fantasy RPGs, right? And yeah, so typically it's gonna be 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. Central Time Saturdays. Sometimes it may be Sunday. Sometimes it just, depending on life, it may just get canceled or moved to a weeknight or something. I am also starting to kick around the idea of doing a Lord of the Rings Online live stream. I have a really fun challenge idea for that live stream series that I'm kicking around the idea. I want to start live streaming first and see how I'm vibing with everything. And then we'll see about expanding the lineup. But for now, all of my live stream pods are going to be available right here on YouTube. They aren't going anywhere. They're just going to be live right away after the stream. They're not going to stay up on Twitch. It's just not a... Twitch is... I streamed on Twitch from 2017 to 2019 very, very regularly. Twitch's players suck. They aren't very good for viewers in general as an experience. I know almost nobody on Twitch who actually goes back and rewatches broadcasts unless it's like a giant show like Critical Role where their VOD is only available on Twitch for a week before it goes on YouTube. So I'm not going to keep it on Twitch, and you know, it makes more sense for me to centralize any video on demand focus onto my YouTube channel since I'm a YouTube first creator at this point, right? So I think I have everything set up for the stream. Just be patient with me. It's been a few years now. Things have a tendency to break anytime I go live for whatever reason, no matter how well I test it. So, you know, it is what it is. Let's see. Yeah, I already talked about the Lotro stream. And with some of the Lotro content I have coming out, I do hope, and this goes for really any game that I intend to play in the future, my goal is to not only make like the baseline guides like I have for Guild Wars, right? Like money making guide, crafting guide, stuff like that. Like not only just baseline, here's how to do this thing, or here's what you need to know about this event coming up in the world, right? But also just making story-based content like my I played Elementalist for a month video, or I played Ranger for a month video. Because I've seen some comments, granted it's not like thousands of them or anything, but I've seen some comments that people don't even play Guild Wars and they watched it and enjoyed it, right? So I would, I just enjoy making story-based content like that. It's fun. And B, it may be entertaining to some of you Guild Wars 2 folk, or the Lotro folk may find some of my storytelling Guild Wars 2 videos interesting, right? So that's sort of what I'm going to be doing in the future as far as that. I do also have my eyes set on the horizon for new MMOs. I'm not planning on quitting Guild Wars 2. Don't be concerned about that. It's just that I've been looking for a new MMO, like a new MMO that I can get in on the ground floor of for quite a while, just as an MMO player. And also just, it would be a good move as a channel to get involved in a new game as it comes out, right? So I do have my eyes on the horizon for that. So there may be more MMOs in the future. There may be more RPGs in the future. I played Dragon's Dogma 2, but honestly, the game ended up a little bit disappointing for me. And the content just wasn't, I wasn't enjoying the content, and it wasn't very well received either. So kind of gave up on that one. Been focusing on the MMOs, but there may be more RPGs in the future. And then we probably have some sponsors coming soon to the channel. I don't have anything official yet, but I am working on finding some sponsorships from time to time to help bring some more money in so that I can use that money to invest in the channel. I do have my eyes on some sponsorships in the near future. I did actually apply to the ArenaNet partnership, and I'm pretty hopeful about that one. I feel like we have a nice community here and some pretty original, well-received content on top of my more standard guides. So I'm hopeful that ArenaNet sees a potential in, partnering up, and that could be mutually beneficial for both of us. I think it would be cool. And I've got some others in the works. But yeah, so we may have some sponsorships soon. All that money, at the time being, all that money is going to go back into the channel. I also wanted to say thank you for all of those who may be out there who have purchased any of my free things on Ko-fi for money, or donated anything on Ko-fi or whatever. Every little bit helps, and I appreciate that. We do have memberships on the channel. At the moment, they're mostly just for the emotes and priority comment response. As the channel's been growing, I have found that I have less and less time to respond to all of my comments because there's just more of them, which is great. But obviously, that's a benefit that I can give members is, there are filters in there where I can respond to member comments faster and reliably, right? And then in the future, I'm probably going to play around with some like early release stuff for membership. But at this point, I'm not committing to that just because I want to eventually have at least like a 3 p.m. on Thursday release schedule for one like mainline solid video a week that isn't like a patch notes video or an update video like this or anything like that. Like just mainline planned content. And until I can get to the point where that is like delivered on 48 weeks a year, allowing for a couple of like vacations or disasters or whatever, right? I just don't see a point. At that point, I feel like I'm debating people into like, oh, I get early access to videos. It's like, well, yeah, well, you get it a week early, but I put out like, one video a month. So, right? So yeah, anyway, I've yapped long enough. I just wanted to say thank you to all of you heroes out there who have watched videos, shared videos, commented, liked, subscribed, whatever to videos. It means a lot to me. This has been really fun. I am really looking forward to the rest of this year, looking forward to this challenge, and I think some great things are coming. So until next time.